today I'm able to shoot from my son's room because my sister's here and she is playing with him in the living room. I love this wallpaper. I love it. I love everything about my son's room. I put so much effort and energy putting it together because I wanted it to be a stable, sturdy home for at least, 3 years. And I got, good enough furniture to last him for at least 5 years. High quality stuff, because that's what you're told. This is how things work. Create stability, create familiarity, and make sure that, they feel a sense of security. Security comes in the predictability. You know what's happening from day to day. You know what your schedule looks like. You know what time you eat, what time you take your nap, what time you go to bed, so that you're able to wake up the next day and be productive, go to school, go to daycare, or whatever it is that babies do. So I get emotional about this space because we now have to leave it. I mean, I custom made everything. I custom made, I got the wallpaper done. I got his crib done. I got, vintage changing table. I mean, it's really like a lot of thought went into it from the second trimester all the way to the end. I was just like furnishing his stuff, making sure that he gets the best of everything. And I'm not regretful of that, I'm proud that I was able to give that. I am able to give that to my son. Let me not speak in past tense. I mean, I don't have a job now. About that, I came here for the American dream, and if you ask me if I reached it, where am I with that? Where am I with the American dream, and what was my American dream? So when I left South Africa, I really just wanted to be able to help take care of my family, make sure that they had somebody they could call if they needed help. We grew up, there was nobody like that for us. So, I envisioned some kind of career. I'm not quite sure what it was, but there was no way in hell that I could have dreamed of what I was able to achieve, And I think that there's, in whatever career really, whatever field you're in, there's just certain years where you're just getting in, trying to, acclimate, trying to figure things out. And then there's when you become professional, you become an executive, and then you become a master of what you do. I feel like, and I know this for a fact, I am in the 1% of what I do. So where do you go from there? Where do you go when you kind of know just about everything? You can be put in any situation and you immediately could just like figure things out, and boom, 3 months in and you can do the job with your eyes closed. So I'm not saying that it's no longer challenging for me, because the dynamics change and differ from one family to the next, from one country to the next, from one level of existence to the other. So there's always a challenge, in some way, just, trying to figure out the kinks. But I feel like when I started looking for another position and I was offered 275, 300,000, it felt good. But then I thought to myself, if people think that is what my services are worth, what exactly am I worth, So I guess all the challenges that I just got thrown into over the past few months gave me a pause. And I feel like the pandemic itself made us all just sit back and reflect, and we really got to be in our stuff. You couldn't run away to the bar, to the pub, to the movies, to your friend's house. You had to sit with what you created in your life, your family. You had to sit with your partner and decide whether this is it for you. You had to sit with your children and figure them out, because, even the ones that were gone to college had come back. So I sat with my stuff. I had the privilege of sitting with my stuff. And, over the last few months that I've had a baby, I realized that what I've been doing over the past couple of years is help women, very powerful women from around the world, figure out how to manage their lives and make it simple and make it beautiful. I was being sent all over the world to source out the best products and, quality service, get people in who were the best and artisans and whatever it is that the client wanted. So when I was trying to figure out what to do next, I figured, why not stick to what I know? I'm pretty good at sourcing and curating and helping women. But I was just trying to figure out a way to scale that, so that it touches, I can't really touch everybody, I basically touch whoever kind of resonates with what I have to offer. Services, there are certain services that powerful, or just a woman in general, like especially moms, there are services that you need to be put in place, especially when you start having kids, and whether it's just sourcing a nanny, or it's just trying to find somebody who's going to help put your house together, or somebody help you move from one house to the next because now you have somebody new and you need to expand in your space. So I started looking into all those things, and I'm really not going to say right now what it is that I'm going to do, but I got it, it hit me. If I could just bring a little bit of beauty in a woman's space, in a woman's life, in a woman's home, then I would have done my job. Just like one piece of something beautiful. And like I said, over the years, I've been exposed to being able to source from artisans, from, designers, people who are more talented than me. So I figure if I could just go around the world and look for these special pieces and special things and kind of work around that and see what I can do to present that to, my clients, that'll be something fun for me. Now, like I said, I don't want to make any promises in terms of by this time, because, I'm still dealing with my stuff. I feel like I cannot give anything to anybody until I give to myself. So I'm just kind of refilling my batteries for the next couple of weeks, How do you pack 20 years of your life in 2 suitcases? I'm overwhelmed. I've had my suitcases out for the past 4 weeks now. All I have for now is a file that has my documents, my US paperwork, my tax documents, and just my South African birth certificate, the things that are just the documents, the paperwork that if anything happens, your insurance and everything. And it all just seems so final, But yeah, I have to pack up my life and my son's life in just these 2 little suitcases and take them to a brand new country that I've never been to, a country where I don't know anybody. Now, I've done this over and over again. The difference, though, is that when I moved to, say, for instance, to London, I had the systems in place. The client was paying for that. When I got there, everything was sorted. The driver was at the airport. Everything was taken care of. The logistics were in place. When I moved to Saudi Arabia, it was the same thing. Everything was taken care of. Even when I moved here to the US 20 years ago, I knew exactly where I was going. Right now, it's like I'm going in blind. I'm going in blind to an Asian country, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I've worked with Southeast Asian people from, in every household that I've worked at. So I kind of know the vibe, I guess, of these 2 particular countries that I'm starting in. I'm grateful for my sisters. Again, I'm going to keep saying this over and over, because without that support of knowing that if things don't work out, you could always just go and crash on your sister's couch for like a month or 2 while you rebuild and put yourself together again, that in itself is a privilege. And the fact that I have another sister of mine coming in from South Africa to help me with my son while I build this business. As far as my business is concerned, I'm going to go back to that again. I'm not building a small business. It's going to start small because, of course, you can't just like boom and be massive. I am trying to build something in such a unique scale. I'm registering it in the US. I have the US paperwork in New York. I'm registering it in Southeast Asia, and I'm having it registered in South Africa as well. The paperwork in South Africa is already done. Just a few kinks that needs to be handled, but that's done. With South Africa, of course, I'm having all these issues with these banks. Money is disappearing. I don't know what's going on, but I guess it's giving me a view of just things to come when it comes to doing business with people from different parts of the world. And it's such a shame that I'm having a hard time with people from my country, South Africa, like especially the bank, Standard Bank. Anyway, I'm excited. I'm working with creatives. I'm in the designing process. I'm using my I don't design, but I have an eye, and I have people around me who are very smart and talented, who are helping me they're helping pull the ideas out of my head and put them in pieces of paper. They're drawing out things for me. They're presenting them to me. We're creating molds of everything that I'm saying I want. We're building them. I'm looking at, just the process is so beautiful. It's so beautiful, and all of it is it's all happening. It's all happening, And yesterday I went to my ex-boss's house and she offered me the job back. And it's a lot of money, and it's quite comfortable for me. I know the job like the back of my hand. But for the first time, I was so sure about how viable my business is going to be. I was so confident that I looked her straight in the eye and I said, I came here because, I like helping people. I'm here to help for the next few weeks before I leave. But I have to tell you, there's no way I'm going back to working for anybody because I've figured it out. So I'm going to give myself time. I'm going to be patient with myself, but it's one thing disappointing yourself. Now I have a son, and there's a song that I play for him. I played it for him while he was in my belly, and it talks about dreaming big, like don't be scared, whatever. And I played that song and it felt like I was playing it for myself. There's no way I can be afraid of flying out the nest now. This is it. So I'm going to be taking you all on the journey with me, because I feel like if one woman feels stuck in some situation and they kind of come across my video and they're like, oh my gosh, she's leaving everything. She's 40 years old. I'm 41 now. She's 41, she has a baby, and she's leaving everything she knows. She's leaving her career. Maybe I can walk out of a bad relationship. Maybe I can walk out of a bad friendship. Maybe I can get out of home and move to a new city. Nothing, maybe I don't have to do anything as extreme as that, but just moving one step forward to what feels good to your soul, what feels like it pursues, what your gut instinct tells you. I don't know, like your innermost creative part, or whatever feels good to your soul. If you could just step out right now and come with me and do your own thing, and just let's make the mistake together. And I'm not recruiting, but the reason for recording all this is just mainly for my son, that he might look back to it and be like, oh my goodness, my mom did this. So it's kind of keeping a video diary of it. And if one or two people watch it and feel inspired to pursue their dreams, then that'll be great. And if you like what you see and you want to pursue this journey with me and you want to see what I'm about to do, I'm going to go through it step by step. I'm going to literally show you everything, like how much it's costing to move, what the apartments are costing me, and you're going to know everything so that maybe you can see how accessible it is for you, or maybe you can start putting money towards your dream of moving maybe to the same place that I'm moving to. If you happen to see something in the videos that I'm putting up and you're like, oh, I could go do that, that'd be great. That's the whole point of this. I don't believe in things that are exclusive where only I can go and do. I just feel like if I can do it, you know, then the next person can. And I'm excited. I'm anxious more than anything. You know, I have my my counselor on speed dial. You know, they're checking in on me to make sure I'm okay. Are you okay? You know, don't forget to come to your session. Thank God for the internet. I'm able to zoom in and, you know, have my mental files rearranged and reorganized so that things make sense for me at this point. It's almost my son's time to go to bed, so I'm gonna sign out. I'm gonna try to put a couple more videos before I leave. I leave on the second weekend of February, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. I should start packing. But I'm excited, and subscribe. Thank you.